Okay, let's try that again. Hi, everyone. As you can tell, listen to this gorgeous Liza Minnelli voice here. This is not Krystal McSkeez's Smoke Sessions. This is Krystal McSkeez's Omnicron Episode 1. I have been feeling fucking sick since yesterday morning. Today is Thursday. Is today Thursday? Yes, today is Thursday. And I started feeling sick on Wednesday morning. I got my kids on Tuesday. So after I fucking left LA, I took a flight, and I told you guys my flight was delayed and I was at the airport for like 2 hours. So I'm pretty sure that's where I fucking picked it up. I had some fucking gross bitch coughing behind me and I had to fucking move. And I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know, I didn't have an N95 mask, so I'm really bummed about that. But, um, but yeah, it's a thing. So I fucking I picked up the kids Tuesday, and luckily, like, I mean, Killian woke up or my ex told me that Killian woke up this morning and had a fever. So I'm just like, fuck, dude, like, I hope it's not bad for them. I hear with kids it's not too bad, so we'll fucking see him. But, picked them up on Tuesday after school, and they came home, they played with their toys and everything. We had fucking dinner. And then on Wednesday morning, I woke up and I sounded like this and I felt like this and I was just not feeling good. And so when I woke up, I put a mask on and I got them ready for school, and then I dropped them off and I hit up their dad and I'm like, dude, like, I am not feeling good. Like, I don't want to get the kids sick. Can you fucking take them today? And he's like, yeah, that's fine. And then I asked him last night, like, how are they feeling? Any symptoms, anything? And then he's like, no, they're good. And I'm like, dope. And then uh, and then yeah, and then they went to their dad's house, and then yesterday I just felt like shit all day. I was just in bed all day. I was in fucking bed all day. I was like getting hot and cold flashes. Like, right now I'm actually really good, so that's dope. Because earlier, if I was like under the blankets, I'd be so fucking hot and sweaty. It was so disgusting. And then um and then I would take the blankets off and I would be freezing, and it's just like, it was just so fucking annoying. I was like sweating like profusely. It's nasty. I need to wash my fucking sheets today for sure. Um, and then and then I had like this like pounding headache, right? Like, cause I didn't eat anything all day yesterday, and then when I finally did eat something, my mom was like, "Do you want some fucking pizza from fucking Bronco Billy's?" I was like, honestly, anything at this point. And so I fucking ate, and then I fucking ate, and and then I had to go to the fucking bathroom. I had fucking diarrhea after that, and I'm like, oh my god, this is definitely the Omnicron. Why? Because when I fucking had COVID, you guys remember, well, fucking back in July, I was like pissing out of my ass for a solid fucking week, and I was fucking dying, and it was a nightmare, and I couldn't even eat back then. So I don't know. It was just. I'm glad I'm vaccinated, because I'm sure it'd be a lot fucking worse if it wasn't. But my kids aren't vaccinated, and that's like, I don't know. I took a fucking at-home COVID test yesterday and it came home negative, so maybe this is just like a flu. But I mean, we'll see. I don't really think it is, honestly, at this point. Just because of the symptoms and like how I was feeling and like all of these things. Headache has been gnarly. Sore throat has been gnarly. The fucking sweats and a fever have been gnarly. So, so that is a thing. That is a thing. And Kelly and I saw him on Tuesday. It's fucking Thursday. It's technically day 3, I guess. I would say day 2, but I don't know. So we'll fucking see him. But I feel like my ex didn't want to get them vaccinated. And I'm like, he's like, I want to do more research. And I'm like, look, idiot. This is why. Our kids go to a fucking public school. Why would we not get them vaccinated? I mean, we've literally succumbed to all the other fucking vaccinations that the state of California has imposed on us, which was for the benefit of the children and the safety of them. So what the fuck are we mad about, really? So he needs to jump on the bandwagon. And now that fucking, if Killian is COVID positive and it's not a flu, then like he's gonna have to wait, I think, to get his fucking vaccination. And it's like, bro, we don't need to be doing all of these things. Like, just give them a fucking shot and call it a fucking day. I just feel really bad about giving it to my kids because I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I always said, as long as I get it and I'm good, I don't care. Like, if I'm fucking dying, right? Like, as long as I don't die, because I can't leave my kids to him. But it's just one of those things. And it's funny, because I was telling Raymond, I'm like, Raymond, if something ever fucking happens to me, like, you need to get custody of the kids. Like, you need to fight for them. Because they can't be raised by their dad. They have to fucking be raised in a loving environment. And their dad's house is not it. Fucking Ava tells me all the time how fucking mean her bitch ass grandma is to her. And I'm like, I fucking swear to God, if I ever fucking catch that bitch, oh man, I'm gonna let that stupid bitch know exactly how the fuck I feel. Like, a stupid bitch, keep your fucking hands off my daughter. The end. Period. You're fucking jealous and you're envious and all these things. She's gonna grow up to be a beautiful girl and she's gonna be loved and respected and cared for and educated and not have to depend on her kids to take care of her whole fucking life. Like, yeah, I'd be mad at that too. Because Alicia is just a hateful, angry old fucking bitch. And she goes around fucking talking to my kids about their dead fucking grandpa that they've never fucking met, making them feel some type of fucking way about it. Like, oh, I miss my grandpa Rudy, all of these things. Like, dude, you guys have never fucking met him. Your grandma's a fucking depressed, fucking miserable cunt. She needs to stop talking to you guys about it. Like, it's one thing to have, like, memories and to share. I'm like, oh, you know, your fucking grandpa used to like that. Yeah, all these things. But to be like, your grandpa loved you so much and blah, 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 blah. Like, he fucking never met you guys. Relax, bitch. Calm the fuck down. And yeah, I'm sure he does love them, but like, I don't know, the way she fucking goes about doing it, it makes them feel like, I don't know. It makes when they say things, they say it with like a sad tone of voice and put their head down. They're not like, oh my grandpa really, like, it's just fucking stupid. I really cannot wait for the fucking day that that bitch fucking dies, and I hope it is in a super duper painful way. I'm sorry, am I a terrible person? Yes. But not really. Because she's a terrible fucking human. She's abusive. She used to fucking abuse my fucking ex. She used to fucking abuse my fucking stepdaughter. Like, she's fucking so out of control. And now she's like this with Ava because she looks like me. Like, I don't fucking think so, bitch. She's real fucking lucky, let me tell you. Because when I do see her, I am gonna let her know. I know what you fucking did to my daughter. And if you don't fucking cut it out, all the bad things will come to you and I will fucking hex your ass straight the fuck up. Because the universe fucking knows you have it coming, you worthless bitch. Seriously. So yeah, so that's the thing. Oh, Raymond said he woke up this morning not feeling well. He said he had to call his fucking mom over at like 4 o'clock in the morning because he thought he was gonna fucking die. I'm like, damn babe, that sucks. I was literally going to bed at 4 o'clock this morning. Oh yeah, because I took fucking Excedrin at like 10:30 or midnight or something, and I was up till 4. Because I was talking to Raymond, and he was on his drive home, and I was like, dude, I have a fucking pounding headache. I just took like an Excedrin extra strength. Like, oh man, it sucks. And he was like, doesn't Excedrin have caffeine? And I was like, I don't know, does it? And then I Googled it, and it hella does. It's like a pain reliever, and the caffeine is what helps the migraines go away. And I'm like, fucking dope, right? So here I am, it's fucking 4:31 in the fucking morning, and I'm just like hating everything around me because I know I'm fucking tired, and I know I want to fucking sleep. And like, there was just nothing I could do. Fucking nothing. And yesterday, after I got home from dropping off the kids, um, it was probably like 8:30. So from like 8:30 to 12 I slept because I was fucking exhausted, dude. Like, man. My poor Mr. Manny. I wish he was here, actually. Because that way I can take care of him. Because who knows how they're taking care of him at his dad's house. Oh, life, you guys. And yesterday, my ADHD was so fucking severe. Like, I could not focus on a goddamn thing. I was fucking going through shit. Okay, hold on. The first movie that I tried to watch was this, because I was trying to watch new movies, right? Because I am a person who suffers from mental illness, so I tend to go back to movies that are comforting for me because that's just what I like to do. And yesterday I was like, you know what, let's do something different. Let's watch a new fucking movie. And so Jennifer Lawrence isn't a terrible actress. Oh man, my fucking ears just popped. So Jennifer Lawrence isn't a terrible actress, and that guy Javi or something from No Country for Old Men was in it, and I was like, dope, I'm gonna watch this movie. It should be a good one. And then I seen that Michelle Pfeiffer was in it, and then like John Harris or some shit. So I was like, this should be a good movie, right? And like, it was hard to watch, only because I need to blow my nose. Hold on. Okay. Okay, so it was like a hard to watch movie. Why? Because I'm a very outspoken woman, and in that movie, she's nothing but timid and passive, and I just could not. Like, literally fucking could not. So, so, what happens? So it starts off fucking this fucking broad. She wakes up and she is alone and she's like looking for her husband, and she opens the door and it shows that she's like in this house with like this like fucking meadow around her, right? Like completely 100% surrounding her. And fucking and so, she lives in a rural area. And the dude is a fucking, what is it? The husband is a fucking writer. I don't know what she does, but she's like doing some like house restorations and shit like that. Maybe she's an artist, I don't know. But anyways, so fucking she lives with her fucking dude. He's a fucking author. He's like struggling to write. I don't know what that is. He's like struggling to write right now, and he's struggling to write right now, and sorry, that fucking phone call threw me off. He's struggling to write right now, and he fucking and he fucking, what the fuck is the word? He is struggling to write, and she's there just trying to be supportive, right? And so one night they're having a conversation in their fucking like living room or something, and they get like a knock on the door, and she's like, what the fuck? And he's just like, I don't fucking know. And it's this old fucking man, and he walks up, he's just like, hey, I'm a doctor. I was told by the lady at the hospital that this is an Airbnb. And he was just like, yeah, no, we're not an Airbnb. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry to bother you, but it was already late, right? And he's like, but you know what? This house is really big. Why don't you just join us? And his wife is like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, and then she even tells him, like, when he's like, oh, are you sure? Like, I can stay. Is it fine? Because they have like a conversation, right? And she's like, oh, I'll get you some tea. And then he's like, oh, I have some fucking whiskey. And then all these things. And then when her husband is like, if you need a place to stay, you can stay here. He's like, dope, thanks. So the wife is like, why the fuck wouldn't you ask me about this? You know what I mean? Like, this is a complete stranger. And the husband's like, he's a doctor, he works at the hospital, he has nowhere to go, and it's late, right? And so that's fine. And so they end up drinking that night. She wakes up in the morning, she fucking hears him, or she wakes up in the middle of the night, her husband's not there. She goes downstairs and sees him holding the guest, right? And he's like throwing up. Ugh! He's like throwing up in the fucking, oh, he's like throwing up in the toilet, and she's like, what's going on? Oh my gosh. And he's just like, he had too much to drink, give him his privacy. And then she notices that he's like smoking in the house, and she's just like, what the fuck, I told this guy not to smoke in the house. And then the next day, fucking dude's wife comes, and it's fucking Michelle Pfeiffer, and she's here to stay too. And fucking the dude fucking then says, you guys are both welcome to stay as long as you'd like. And the wife is like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why wouldn't you talk to me about this? And he's like, well, I just figured it wasn't a big deal, you know? And I'm thinking to myself, like, if Raymond ever pulled this shit on me, like, if we're ever living somewhere in some random location and some strangers come knock on our fucking door and one of them wants to spend the night and then the next morning that he brings his fucking wife to stay there too, like, no, I'm sorry. There's a fucking hotel down the fucking street by all fucking means, right? Like, help yourselves. And so just throughout the movie, he's just like undermining her and she has all these concerns and he's just like, it's all good. It's all good. Don't worry about it. And I'm just like, what the fuck, bitch? How are you allowing this shit, right? And then fucking, and then the dude's son and fucking, the dude and his wife, their sons come and all these things. Because it turns out he's fucking lying. He's not a doctor. He's actually dying. And he wanted to meet this fucking author. And so the author is all like fucking like flattered, right? Because he's just like, it's nice to talk to someone who enjoys the work. And the wife is like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, I enjoy your work. And he's just like, yeah, well, you know, it's different. He's like, I know you do. And then fucking like their sons come. They're fighting over his will. Fucking one of the sons is like, you don't fucking love me and you fucking hate me. All of this fucking shit. And then fucking kills one of the brothers, right? Kills one of the brothers. And fucking, then when that happens at the house, they all fucking leave the wife. And the wife is there alone, like cleaning up everything. And then they come home and then there's people coming over and they're basically having like a ceremony for death, right? It's like, oh, my son just died, oh, we're mourning, we invited some friends over. And he was just like, I told them at the hospital since it was late they can come back, and if they wanted to invite some friends over they could. And so there's like fucking like 20 fucking people in this fucking house. There's people trying to fuck in their bedroom. There's fucking people using their fucking like private bathroom. All these things. And the wife is just like, what the fuck is going on? No one's fucking listening to me. Everything is fucking crazy right now. And I'm getting frustrated for her because I'm just like, because she's just like, oh my God, can you please get out of my room? This is my room. Like, please don't use this bathroom. Use the one downstairs. And I'm just like, bitch, find a fucking voice, right? Find a fucking voice. And so at that point, I'm like, I've had it up to here with the fucking movie. And I'm like, I need to see what the fuck is going to happen because this shit is getting on my fucking nerves, right? And so here is the IMDb synopsis plot thing, right? Like, apparently, Jennifer Lawrence is the mother of Jesus, right? She's fucking pregnant. She's fucking pregnant and she doesn't fucking know it. She's just having, like, all these, like, health issue episodes throughout the whole fucking movie, and you don't know what it is, but she always goes fucking to the bathroom and goes and gets this one drink and fucking like puts this fucking shit in her fucking water and drinks it, and then she feels better. So apparently she's fucking pregnant, and the entire community that's there is there to take her fucking baby from her and like, I don't know, claim it as Jesus Christ or some shit. I don't know. Basically, it came into some religious fucking bullshit fucking movie. And I was like, I don't have time for this stupid shit. Goodbye. And I fucking turned it off. It was like an hour and like 58-minute movie. And I got like an hour into it. And I was like, there's still 58 minutes of this bullshit. Like, I'm not fucking watching this. So my review on the movie Mother with Jennifer Lawrence and Javier, whatever the fuck, not with that shit. Don't recommend it. It's fucking super whack. And then I was just like browsing through movies, just like throwing things on. And then finally something that did captivate me was this show that my friend Nellie told me about. My friend Nellie told me about called called Maid, right? And at first I was watching that movie, that show. It's like a series. And then I had to stop watching that too, because it was super triggering for me. Because I'm sitting here thinking to myself, because, okay, in the movie, it starts off with, like, this woman, she's lying next to her husband, she gets up in the middle of the night, she fucking gets dressed, she gets her fucking kid, they're out the fucking door, and as she's, like, reversing, she turns on her car lights, and of course he's standing in front of her. And of course he's standing in front of her. And he's just like, where the fuck are you going? What the fuck? You're being crazy. I'm sorry. All of these things. And she drives to her friend's house. and then she doesn't have any gas, and it's like she had $18 and it went down to $12 and all these things. And so it's basically documenting the life of a domestic violence survivor and a narcissist survivor and a mental abuser, and her escaping, with, what is it, her escaping with her kitten, right, and trying to survive, and how she has nothing, and how she has a fucking bipolar ass fucking mother, right? Who, like, her mom's like, oh, I can watch the kid, it's fine. And she's like, great, dope. And then she's like, hey, mom, I got this job. Can you, because she was like, hey, mom, can you watch my daughter for like an hour or two while I go to this job interview? Because she goes to social service. Like, it's just crazy, dude. And basically, like, it was my life, right? Because I'm looking at her like, why the fuck can't you leave? Why the fuck can't you do this? Why the fuck is it so difficult for you? And then I'm thinking to myself, I stayed in a loveless relationship for 11 years because of these exact reasons. Because literally in the TV show, he's just like, I pay for the bills, I pay for this, I do that. Even though I was the one doing all those things, but he's like, if you leave me, you have nothing. And it's just like, oh yeah, you're right. If I do leave you, I will have nothing, and I'll have nobody, and I have no friends, and I have nothing. So I guess I should just stay with you. And it's just like, I had to turn it off because of how triggering it was. Because this girl had to start her life all over again, living at a domestic violence shelter. And when she went to social services, they were like, hey, did you ever file any abuse claims against him? And she's just like, well, no, I wasn't abused. Like, I wasn't beat up. I wasn't all these things. And she's like, yeah, but like, he kept money from you. He fucking was in control of you. He was in all these things. Like, that is still a form and a sign of abuse. And she's like, do you want to call the cops now? And she's like, no, I don't want to file a report. He takes her fucking to court. He gets an emergency fucking custody order, and he hires a fucking lawyer, right? And of course his family is there, and she's like by herself, and she like doesn't know what the fuck is going on. And he wins. He wins custody of her daughter. And at that point I was like, I fucking can't even watch this anymore, because my broke ass ex who didn't work for 11 fucking years fucking takes me to fucking court, hires his fucking lawyer out of fucking nowhere, and wins. And prevents me from moving to LA and living my best life in my fucking house. And I had to turn it off at that point, because I was like, this is just very much so my life right now. She had to start all over again. Her fucking car got totaled. Fucking, she had to go live in a DV fucking shelter. She didn't have anything. And I was like, yeah, dude, like, I went through that. Like, I went through like the welfare process where I was like, I don't have any money for clothes. I don't have anything. They're like, well, you can shop our like little thrift store that we have inside the office, to see what fits you and what you can wear for an interview. And like, honestly, if it wasn't for government services, it would have been a really hard transition for me, because when I left my ex, I left him in Washington and I moved down to California. My kids didn't know any of my family. They didn't know any of his family. I had to transition them and get them comfortable around them. Like, the first 2 months, I didn't even leave them, because I was like, we have to get used to our life down here. And I had to start all over again. I was taking the bus, I was taking fucking BART, I was taking public transportation, I was walking from my house to the BART station to fucking get to work, to fucking take the fucking or the fucking public transit to go over the bridge, all of these things, dude. Like, it was a struggle when I left my ex. And when I fucking left him, he came down here, his fucking mom bought him a fucking car, he fucking got a job with his fucking friend, and like, things have been super easy for him. Except he doesn't have me. And that's all he really wants. And that's fine, because he's never having me ever again. But it's just like, fuck, dude, like, that was a very triggering fucking show for me, because I have lived that fucking life, and I don't need to see it on TV. I don't need to see how things go. I don't need to carry the stress and the anxiety of reliving everything I've gone through because of that fucking show. And that's what happened. That's 100% what fucking happened. And, like, it's just shocking, because it's like, how did these narcissists win? You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, they win because they come from a fucking line of narcissists, and all they fucking do is hate, right? Like, I know my fucking ex didn't have the fucking money to pay for a fucking lawyer, and I'm sure his fucking mom sold the house or something and fucking paid for it, because he has never had the type of money that it cost. Like, I paid $17,000 for my fucking lawyer. I'm sure his lawyer cost more than fucking mine did, because she won, and she actually did some fucking work, so, I don't know. It was just one of those things. So, after I turned that off too, I was like, what the fuck am I gonna watch? And like, um, I started going through like fucking shows. What the fuck, dude? Why are all these fucking numbers calling me? I started going through all these fucking shows and everything. And you know what I ended up settling on? Some fucking trash television. Started watching fucking, what is it? Tampa Real Estate, Tampa Sells, Tampa something, I don't know. Selling Tampa, there it is, on fucking Netflix. And it's about these fucking like 8 fucking black broads that are all fucking real estate agents for fucking luxury ass fucking uh houses and shit. Like everything's over like 1.2 and things like that. Some of them are up to 14 million. And it's just like, damn, dude, like that's dope. You know what I mean? Like, these women are out there doing it. The woman who started the fucking business is like, look, I was in the military. I wanted to surround myself with strong fucking women of color and fucking run shit around here. And so far, they're doing a good job. There's a lot, like, I haven't watched fucking smut, trash fucking TV like that in so long. But it was nice to just, like, I don't know, not focus on some real shit, I guess. So yeah, so that was the thing. And then after I binge watched the entire fucking season, because I fucking took that fucking Excedrin at fucking midnight and fell asleep at 4:30, then I fell asleep. No, then I turned off the TV, because I'm like, bitch, you need to go to bed. It's 4:30 in the morning. And I was lying in bed and I was tossing and turning. I'm like, this isn't going to work. So then I put on one of my favorite go-to movies, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Yeah. And, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and then fucking watched that half the way through, rolled over on my fucking stomach, and then I was able to pass out. And then I fucking, like, once I felt myself, like, dozing off, I turned the TV off, and then that was it. And then I slept from, like, 4:50, because that's when I plugged my phone in. And then I ate some edibles, too. I slept until 10:05. I heard my phone go off at 9:30, and that was Raymond. And Raymond said he woke up this morning not feeling good, so that's just the thing. Everyone's getting it. And you know what the problem is? Everyone's taking these, like, at-home tests. I took an at-home test yesterday, and it said I was negative. But, like, I know my motherfucking body. I know this is not just a regular flu, because I've had COVID before, and I know this is how, like, these are similar symptoms. Like I said, luckily I'm vaccinated, but my son isn't, and I'm very concerned. So that's all. That's all. Yeah, so I'll let you guys know how it goes, and I'll keep you guys updated, and that's it. I'm not fucking taking flights anymore. I'm just fucking driving everywhere, because I don't need this shit in my life. And I was fucking delayed fucking 3 hours anyways, so I realistically... But honestly, it's so nice to just have, like, that hour and 20-minute fucking flight versus that 8 hour fucking, or that 6 to 8 hour fucking drive home. Shit will fucking weigh on you, especially fucking holiday weekends and shit when there's all traffic. So these are the things. These are the days of our lives. That's all. Thanks for hanging, everybody. Just have a good rest of your day. Stay safe, stay healthy. If you're going to be at an airport, wear an N95 mask and call it a day, bitches. You don't want this. Especially if you're not vaccinated. Later, folks.